Harold sprinted down the corridor as fast as his small legs could carry him. His robes were dragging against the floor, seeming to catch every obstacle in his way. Each breath burned his lungs as he sucked down the fetid air of the crypt. How could I have been so stupid? My damned halfling pride. I heard rumors that this was a demon nest, but I thought I could get out in time. Now Shara, oh Shara. He had seen his assistant brutally torn limb from limb a mere 3 rooms earlier. He could still hear her screams. Were they keeping her alive for something? I can't focus on that. I need to keep my sanity. Get out of here alive. Bring back help. Yeah, the elves. They'll help. They have to. This is their territory. They'll help. They have to. A sound like nails screeching against stone seemed to echo within his head, and Harold dropped to the ground like a puppet with its strings cut. Blood dripped from his nose and eyes, pooling on the floor beneath him. Within it, he could see phantasms swirling, beckoning him to release his soul. Soon enough, screams filled the room. Soon after, he realized it was his own. Harold pulled himself out of the gathering puddle of his own blood, glancing around the room through hazy eyes. It seemed like forever since oh gods, the nest, the demons. Snapping back into the present, he could hear them baying for his blood, several rooms away. This close to the heart of the nest, he could feel his sanity ripping away from him. Not even the most ancient of elves had been able to resist for much longer than this. The walls began pressing in on the small halfling, weeping blood and screeching for more. Harold turned over and glanced behind him, determined to at least look his killers in the eye. Not his best decision. Grotesque horrors stalked down the hallway leading to his room. In the poor lighting, only small details could be made out. Horns, hooves, claws, spikes. Everything awash with blood. A tuft of Shara's hair stuck between razor-sharp fangs. The demons began oozing into the room, taking their time, savoring the blood that was to come. Harold emptied the contents of his stomach onto the floor and began to weep as his death crept closer. A clink and a fizz. Harold looked at the floor between him and the demons. The previously empty space occupied by a small pouch, with a fuse at the top, calmly burning away. Oh shit. He threw himself as far back as his weakened arms could push him, covering his face. A hiss and a puff. Peeking out from between his fingers, a glittering haze filled the air, some of it coating the demons. They looked at it curiously, as a wolf would when its prey did something unexpected. From behind Harold, a torch was tossed. Laughter and an explosion that rocked the room. The body parts of demons splashed across the walls, creating a tapestry of gore. Their rage renewed, more and more demons flooded into the room, only to be met by a cloaked and hooded figure, wielding a sword glowing with runes of power and a dagger held in a reverse grip. This shadow danced between claws, narrowly avoiding fangs and slicing all the while. It was a beautiful display of brutality and finesse, punctuated by roars, screams, and above all, more laughter, almost hysteric. A searching claw tore away the figure's hood, revealing a face covered by scars. Some appeared self-inflicted and in the shape of more runes of power. Hair cut short so as not to allow any of it to be used as leverage. Eyes burning like the fires of hell. A sharp brilliant white and utterly predatory grin. Who is this dervish? One by one, the demons were slaughtered. Severed limbs flew. Blood spattered. Heads rolled. Laughter pierced the room. The last demon, one of the largest, had finally backed the man into an unfavorable position. The hulking hell beast lurched forward and pinned his savior's arms to his side. With what seemed like a grin, the beast roared in triumph, extending its head to the sky. It's going to kill him. Then it's me, oh gods. Seemingly without deliberation, the man lunged forward, sinking his teeth deep into the demon's now exposed throat. After breaking through skin, he began ripping and tearing with abandon, thrashing in the demon's grip. The demon dropped and the man came to his feet, awash with blood and gore. He calmly collected his sword and dagger, dropped in his struggle. He looked at Harold, eyes piercing to his core. A human. Harold gasped for air. You saved me. We have to get out of here. My gods, I thought you were a demon yourself, the way you waded into them. The human lazily glanced at the halfling, then let that predatory smile split his blood-covered face. You mean to say, I'm not? The color disappeared from Harold's face. Go home. I've work to do, little one. Needing no further direction, the halfling sprinted towards the way out, pausing at the threshold to look back at the human. He had gathered his torn cloak and began moving down the opposite hallway, carefully picking his path around the many bodies. As he began to fade into the cold darkness, a haunting melody made its way back to Harold. From those fiery gates of hell to the place where these demons now dwell, we few, rising in the night, hunting this blight. Tonight we partake in the sacrifice. Drink deep, my brothers, for they are near. Draw your swords and taste their fear. The author's name and the link to original text is in the description. Consider tapping the thumbs up and pressing the subscribe button if you enjoyed this video.